2014 NPC National Bikini Overall Champion, Laurin Conlin.
Yeah! Oh, shit! Yeah!
Coming to you from ProPhysique.com, and I have some awesome news for 2015. For any of you that don't know, sitting to my left is Laurin Conlin.
Hello.
Say hi.
Hi.
So Laurin has been a friend of mine for a couple years now. She works under Lane Norton, and she just actually won the largest amateur show in probably the history of bodybuilding, right? The 2014 NPC Nationals. She was in Bikini Class C.
E.
Bikini Class E. That means she's tall. Bikini Class E, you won your class.
Yep.
And then actually won the overall title. And I want to say there was like 300 competitors.
Something like 250, 300, under 300. But,
so more than 250, less than 300 total competitors. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. It was a phenomenal experience. I was actually there to witness most of it, and got chills, you know, hanging out with her mom. And besides the fact, it was just an awesome experience. And so one thing I learned, that was my first trip to nationals, and I had clients in the show, and I immediately noticed that stage presence and poise and color, how much that came into play at the national level when you're talking about, you know, hundreds of competitors. And I think I fell a little bit short with regards to my clients as far as being able to give them proper instruction. And so I've been speaking with Laurin, who's actually going to USF, not too far from my house. And Laurin is going to be a consultant for Pro Physique.
Yay, thank you so much.
She is my first employee that I'm hiring with the specific goal of improving the way my NPC competitors, specifically females in figure and bikini, prepare for the stage. Laurin has done national level shows for both bikini and figure.
Yep.
You did.
Did figure for a year, and then, well, I did my first show a couple years ago, and always trained for figure. Did figure for 2 national shows, and then made the switch to bikini this year. Competed in several other shows.
Yeah.
Before nationals.
So, and I first met Laurin a couple years ago at one of Lane's camps, and one thing that struck me about Laurin was just her passion and her excitement for the sport. She loves the sport of, not just competitively, but she loves being in the gym lifting. She loves the science. She's actually at USF, you're getting a master's degree in, what's the name of the program?
Exercise science.
So,
with Dr. Bill Campbell.
Yeah, so as some of you may know, I'm actually taking classes at USF right now with the goal of getting into that program. So, you know, Laurin and I will be on campus at the same time. Dr. Bill Campbell is the head of the exercise science department, and he's doing some great things for the University of South Florida. So with Laurin being in town, it was a no-brainer for me. She was the best resource I knew. I actually had some of my clients work with her last year, specifically on posing and presentation. And I think you're able to give the females a better perspective and speak to them more comfortably than I am. So give me your thoughts on what presentation factors into in a physique contest.
I mean, for figure and bikini, it's everything. I mean, they've even said before that 50% of bikini is the presentation. And that's just part of the sport. That's how it started, that's how it's evolved. And I think it's a great thing that you can, because you can show up your best and you never really know what's going to happen, but you know, who's going to be there or whatever, but you can always make sure that your suit is great. You know, you've practiced your posing, like you know how to walk, and all these things that you can control, these variables. Why wouldn't you take advantage of that in order to, you know, place your best? And especially at the national level, like you said, there's so many girls, and you get about 5 seconds to make that impression. Yeah. And if one thing is off, then there's, you know, 300 other girls they can look at. So it really is important, and it's often overlooked. And sometimes, you know, you look at pictures, and I hear this all the time. People are like, oh, this girl got robbed. Look at how great she looks. And it's like, but did you see her on stage? You know, sometimes people look amazing, but if you're nervous, if you're timid, your posing's off, you know, all these little things really add up. So
yeah, especially at a show like Nationals, when you're talking about everyone that competes in Nationals had to qualify. That means they had to place in either the top 2 or top 3 of a national qualifier show. Sometimes they had to win. So you have all these girls that are they're seasoned, they're comfortable on stage, and so what's going to separate them is literally, you know, fractions of a difference. So it's very important to get every little thing right, and that's what struck me the most, was just how important color and the way you stand on stage and your hair and how you hold your smile, the confidence. There's just so many factors, even the type of jewelry. So I, as a coach, you know, I want to put my clients in the best position to do well on stage, and obviously bikini and figure are 2 major forces in fitness and in competition. You know, and I'm very comfortable helping men with their posing and their color, and you know, because I've been through all that myself. I have not worn heels that any of you know about, but I am not. You know, it's a completely different animal to me. So her help last year was awesome, and I got great feedback through the clients that she did help. So this year she is going to be, for my bikini and my figure girls, we're going to set it up so they can do Skype consultations. I'm very excited for this. I'm very excited for this for Laurin too, because not only is she someone that's you know, making headway in the sport as a physique competitor, but she's obviously going to be backing that up with some education. So what are your plans for 2015?
well, right now I will, I'm going to start my research project. Hopefully we're going to get that done in May. So that'll be it'll be 6-month study.
So just, I already know, but just tell them what the research project is based on.
So it's an inclusive versus exclusive diet, which is essentially going to be meal plan versus flexible dieting. And we're going to look at a 3-month, you know, active fat loss phase, and, you know, identical calories, both groups, but one's going to have 3 meal plans to eat off of, and then the other one's going to have macros and, you know, necessary coaching, you know, whatever they need. But so that'll be for 3 months, and then at the end of every month we're going to look at their resting metabolic rate, any body composition changes, so fat mass, lean body mass, potentially, you know, if we can get blood work to look at hormones. And so we're going to do that for 3 months, and then at the end of that we're going to say, okay, thank you very much for your time, no more, you know, coaching, no more intervention, just come back at the end of every month for the next 3 months. So it's a post-diet sort of follow-up.
Sure.
And I'm just curious to see the differences. All the same measures will be taken.
Sure.
So I'll be interested to see, you know, what, you know, the differences between the groups are at the end of that. And also we're going to be hopefully looking at the psychological component of it. There's a lot of loopholes with research, and
Sure.
you know, you have to, oh, is this validated, is this not? But hopefully I'll find a questionnaire that answers all the questions that I want to ask. And then that way we can look at that piece too, because we know a lot about physiology and we know a lot about psychology, but we don't know how they work together.
Sure.
So hopefully this is going to be a monster study, but that'll be starting in May. So if you're in the Tampa area, let us know. And
what's the best way to get involved in the study? Do you want them to contact me, or do you have...
Yeah, contact Paul, and
Okay.
then he can refer you to me or Dr. Campbell.
Sure.
And because we're going to start recruiting for that soon.
So
And
basically, just so you understand, if you're involved in the study, you're going to get free coaching for 3 months in an active fat loss phase. I can't guarantee you'll get the flexible versus the
that'll
approach.
be randomized. So sorry.
Yeah, so it's an exciting study for me, because you always hear that people say, you know, everyone has their problems with either type of dieting. So it'll be nice to just get some actual data on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, I've heard the way you guys are going to set the study up. It's going to be based around people of a certain age that are, you know, training. So it's going to have a nice balance to it. It's not going to be done in the elderly or on rats. You know, it's something that's going to be, not that there's anything wrong with any of that research, but specifically for what
18 to
we're
40 and at least a year of weight training experience, and you're currently engaging in 4 hours of training a week. So you're training people. So, you know, I wanted that so there'd be less dropout, obviously. These people are going to be more conscious anyway of eating.
Sure.
So that'll be good. And then hopefully I'll be making my pro debut at the end of the year.
Oh, that's news to me, because
it's news to everyone.
2 years was supposed to be the layout.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm not going to say for sure anything right now, but
Okay.
I'm looking at a couple shows.
Okay. Well, I'm sure I'll be there if it's in the States.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome because I mean, seeing the way you prepped and the way you live your life, it's not an all or nothing endeavor with you. You know,
Yeah.
here we are. What? How many weeks post show? 6, 8 weeks since
Yeah,
your show,
something like
and
that.
you still look great. And
Thank
so I don't think it'll be. I don't know. Your mom was pretty dead set on you not competing, so I'm sure she's the one you've got to.
No,
Convince
it's the other guy.
Lane?
It's the other guy, that Lane guy. Yeah.
Lane is also very interested in her. She's been dieting. I want to say pretty much for what 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
My overall health is in concern, but I will have 6 months, at least 6 months off before I even start dieting. So that'll be a long time for me.
Good. And you've made a name for yourself this year, so I think I don't think it's a terrible idea. I know I don't want to get on Lane's bad side. Sorry, Lane, but you do have a name in the sport.
Surprise!
He doesn't know.
Protein view.
We didn't talk about this. So she just did a podcast with Lane yesterday, and so he at Lane's house, and you didn't mention it then.
Well, I kind of brought it up the other day. I sent him a
Okay.
picture of my pro cards.
He mentioned it to me. That's why. Okay, so he's not completely oblivious. So maybe she'll do a show, maybe not. So that'll be awesome. What I'm also gonna plan to do this year with Laurin, based on her schedule and where my athletes are, I'm going to bring her to some of the shows. So certainly Nationals, which is in Atlanta this year.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, I believe so. I'm gonna plan to be there with my clients that are nationally qualified and have Laurin there helping me just make sure they're at their best on stage. And then of course Florida has a lot of big NPC shows.
I think it's 56 this year.
Ridiculous amount of NPC shows, and they're really good shows. Like the Tampa area alone with all Tim Gardner shows, and then you've got D Corner over in Orlando, and I don't know who runs the South Florida shows, but
They're great.
Southern States is one of the biggest shows of the year, regardless. So the state of Florida has some powerhouse NPC shows. So if it works out, and we have if I have clients, or I guess we have clients competing on a Saturday or a Friday, and we can make it and our schedule allows, I'm really going to push for that this year to be much more present.
Yeah.
I think you'd enjoy being at a show and not being backstage competing.
Yeah. That'd be nice to watch everyone.
So it was. Like I said, I got the chills when she got first call outs, and literally after they called her out and she was on the end, the first thing the judge said was, your ridiculous number of like 612 moved to the center, and then your mom lost her shit.
Yeah,
no
of
lie.
course.
And your dad was cool as a cucumber, but your mom was losing it. A few bottles in.
Yeah. Look at that ass.
Yeah. So it was an awesome experience, and it just made me want to have that for my clients. I had some clients there, but none of them were in the first call outs, and it just at a show that size, I mean, even being in the first call out is basically winning. So it was just an awesome experience for me. So anyways, that's it for today. One thing that Laurin and I are going to commit to is we're going to be doing one video a month together on random topics. We've already got some topics chosen on things like stage presence and flexible dieting and other aspects of contest prep. And I think probably as she's going through her degree program and I'm taking the classes that I'm taking, there'll probably be some topics that come up around physiology and training that have to do that will give us some really good ideas on future videos. But we'd love your comments and feedback below. If you have any ideas for videos or questions for Laurin, it'll be really good if we can just get rolling and do a video a month. I'm going to be doing one video a week. So every Friday I'm going to be putting up a new video. So if you're interested in watching my videos, hit the subscribe button and get ready for 52 videos this year, I guess. All right.
Thank you.
For now, I'm Paul and this is Laurin. Thanks for watching, and more to come. That was easy.
Really? I feel so awkward.